And now, WolfBytes Open Mic.
The Bass Jackers.
Just came home actually from tour.
Hey guys, this is Phoenix Paul.
Hey, what's up? This is Sean Frank.
WolfBytes DJs and your favorite artists.
Sophie Francis. Sophie, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, it's super nice to join you guys.
What's up, guys? This is Armin Van Buuren.
Now, Open Mic.
Hey everyone, it's DJ Flame here on WolfBytes Radio. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of WolfBytes Open Mic, where your favorite where your DJs interview your favorite artists. Today, I have the honor to interview a Norwegian record producer and DJ who has been in the industry for 20 years and has a new single that had just been released a couple of weeks ago. It's my honor to introduce Orjan Nilsen. How are you doing today?
Hi there, buddy. I'm doing great. It's just came home from tour and trying to get my body clock reversed. So it's a bit of a hassle, but other than that, great.
I get that. I guess it takes, what, a couple of weeks for you just to get recharged before you head back out again?
Oh yeah, and it gets harder the older you get. Now, right now, I'm 42, pushing 43, so I can definitely feel it more than I did when I was like 25.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's all good. I've done it so many times. I know how to handle it, so it's fine.
Hey, that's all that matters, right? Just gotta get, a couple, motivations in with the help of a couple of drinks as well. I'm pretty sure, I mean, what gets me
What?
through the day is all.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so I wanted to start it off with your new single called Skies Falls Down. I know it has been released at the end of March and it has been on WolfBytes Radio for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Before a State of Trance last year, we figured out, like, my manager was like, okay, we can actually get the studio. We can get a couple of songwriters and singer-songwriters in there. And I thought, yeah, I took my dad there for his birthday, and he really wanted to see what I'm doing when I'm in the studio. And we sat down, we had a fantastic creative, like, 8 hours in the studio. And by the time we were out of there, more or less the whole track was done. It was just a little bit of fixing and mixing afterwards. And yeah, it was absolutely insane. Everything just flowed. Like, I love the creative process, especially when you don't really have all the parts there, but just a few of them. And then it comes together during the day. You can just hear build, and that actually creates more stuff as well. And Jay Ryu is one hell of a singer. What a fantastic vocalist the guy is, and also a writer. And I also heard from all the pictures and videos we posted that he looks a tiny bit like Justin Bieber. Uh, Everyone's like, "Are you writing a track with Justin Bieber?" I'm like, "Well, maybe the Dutch version." But yeah, no, it was really fun. And it was a track that I was like, the initial idea where I wasn't sure on where to go with this track. And we kind of wanted it to be a little bit like emotional as well, because even though it's a pretty bass and groove driven track, we kind of needed that, let's call it the climactic
Right,
vocal
yeah.
to it as well, and it just worked really super well. And it works that well, then you have something good, and a lot of people have been playing it. I've been playing it everywhere, and yeah, and thank you so much, guys, for supporting it. It's awesome.
Of course, I know you've been in the music industry for 20 years, and we have quite a few tracks from it. And Sky Falls Down, it's just been like an amazing track that we had when we got it, and we're like, okay, so it's getting. Let's just say it's getting up there on our spin charts here at WolfBytes Radio, so which is always amazing. So it's gonna be
Oh,
cool.
thank you. Yeah, awesome.
So you've been in the music industry for about 20 years, correct?
Yeah, yeah. So I got signed by Mr. Armin Van Buuren in 2005. Oh yeah,
So
I guess I'm kind of seasoned, right?
so have you been like partners with Armin since then, or how's that pretty much work?
Well, yeah, basically, it's like I always send him tracks whenever I finish something new. I send him the tracks, and he's always been a good friend of mine. And he's always been super supportive. He always wants me to do and try different stuff as well. So even if let's say, if I make a tech house track, he wants me to send it over just to check it out. And he's been a massive inspiration for me for many years, and he had basically taught me the in and outs of the industry when I started, like, getting a bit of traction in the industry. And he's been massive support in that regard. And he wants me also, like, to, like you said, like, when you support someone, he likes to see where they're going and see that they take their own little path. And I guess I've done that. And yeah, no, he's a good friend of mine, and it's always good to have him with me when I do those kind of things. And yeah, I've been with Armada. I was there for like 16 years, like exclusively with those guys. And I can't believe that Armin actually signed a guy who's living basically, I think it's about 1,500 kilometers above the polar circle, and he
Go.
saw something in me in 2005. So yeah, no, it's cool. Never thought I would end up where I am, but I'm not complaining. Loving it. Yeah.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. How did you get in touch with Armin, if you remember that, or how did you two, get together with that before your music career?
Yeah, well, so that's a pretty funny story. I was just back in those days, you didn't really have like social media in that regard. You kind of had forums and stuff. So you had like Trans Addict and you had trans.nu, which was a
Yeah.
huge forum. And I was there, and there was this one guy there, a Dutch guy. He's like, "Yeah, he just heard me make a demo for something," and he was like, "Yeah, let me hear some more stuff." And he thought I was pretty good, so he got me in contact with somebody called DJ Danjo. He had a project back in days called Primer, which was played a lot by Armin and Tiesto and the likes. And he really enjoyed the music as well. And he's like, "Dude, where have you sent this?" And I'm like, "Well, I haven't really sent it to anybody because I don't think it was good enough." And he's like, "No, let me send it to Armin." And all of a sudden, I think this was in October 2005, I'd like to say. I went on MSN. Yes, I'm that old.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And I got added by something said A Van Buuren at hotmail.com, email he doesn't use anymore. But I was like, I looked at him like, ah, this can't be real. But he turned on his webcam and it was Armin. And he said, "I love your track, man. I want to get more." I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. And yeah, I kept just sending him stuff to ever since then, basically. Yeah.
Yes, I find it pretty interesting. A lot of people, which it's awesome. A lot of people when they're younger, they create something. They're like, oh, it's not good enough. But when they actually have hear a lot of other people listen to it, they're like, this is actually good. And they
Yeah.
have like these connections, which is pretty cool. I did not know that you actually got in touch with Armin through forum posts back then. That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a trail getting to Armin, obviously, but it's like it all happened within like 2 or 3 weeks, I'd say. And then boom, he just added me on MSN, and yeah, the rest is history, basically.
I know it's
Yeah.
like 3 weeks later comes into like a big 20-year impact to you. It's really
Yeah.
cool. So, how many like tracks have you done with Armin together?
I think we made two or three together. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to think. To be honest with you, I've made too much. But I know for a fact we released two at least for sure. We released Belter and Flashlight. I think those two are the ones that we have released. So yeah, and well, I'm pretty sure there's going to be more. I'm going to send. I like to send demos that I think like, yeah, this is something that he can jump on and make better. I like to send stuff to him like that, and then if he feels it, we just start making it.
Now, with all the tracks you have made with Armin, or just in general, all the tracks you made in
Mhm.
20 years, what was your most favorite track that you created?
Oh.
That's probably a little bit of a curveball for you. I'm sorry about that.
Let me think. Obviously, I have one track that is super special, which is La Guitarra, that I released in 2008 because it was made in memoriam of my brother who passed away in 2007. That one is always special to me, is always going to be special to me. And then also, I will have to say my track Between the Race, purely because it kind of signifies when everything changed for me. Like when that came out and everybody started playing it, and all of a sudden I was top 50 DJ mag. I was playing every big festival, and it was kind of like for me, it signified the big change in my life. So in 2011, Between the Race came out, and then that, yeah, ball just started rolling like super fast. But yeah, no, for sure, those two, I think. Yeah.
Awesome. So, within those two songs that you have created, what's your most favorite to perform? Or within those two, or all of them that you made?
I'll tell you. So if I have another one that maybe is like, or between those two.
I guess including those two, I should have rephrased that. Like all songs you made in the past, what's your favorite one to perform?
I will say this. playing the Nilsen track, Bring Back the Techno, the one we made. Like it's a pretty of a, we have a little bit of a novelty thing in there, and it's just a fun little thing combined with super hard techno beats. It's just always fun to see the reaction of the audience, for sure. But I will have to say this: I love playing between the race because everybody knows it, like, and everybody starts humming the melody when I'm playing it. So it's pretty fun. So I think those two right now is between the race is always going to be special live because everybody knows that track because Armin picked it out as his favorite track of, I think it was 2011. So because of that, like, it was it's also kind of special because of that as well. So everybody knows that track.
So when you're performing, and I know you've been performing for at least 20 years, so I know you have like a lot of tricks and stuff up your sleeve, a lot of experience. So what do you usually do just to get motivated, or has that changed as you kept getting more into the career?
Technically, no. Like, it's always the same thing. Like, m- when I'm sitting there, like, in my hotel room or wherever, planning my set, like, because you always go through a gazillion tracks. Maybe I'll play this one. Maybe I'll play that one. I'll have a beer. I'll sit there and I'll check it. If something gets me really in the mood, like maybe two or three mixes, like, after another, I'm like, yeah, this is really cool. Okay, then I get in the mood, and then I get to the club, and I can, maybe that can change. Maybe, like, all of a sudden, I'm like, oh yeah, now this would it would be really cool to play some older stuff. So for me, it's more or less just like getting into the mindset of, yes, I'm gonna play this and that for people, and usually I have a beer or two to
You always
get me in
need
the
that.
party mood. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good. Like, people can say, like, yeah, you don't need it. Of course you don't need it. But then again,
It
I'll
helps. It helps. It's like
it
fuel. It's
does.
like human fuel, you know?
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, I'm going to a party. I'm gonna try to help the party be better. That's sort of my job. So it's like, might just well join it. You know what I mean? So I never play drunk. That's something I've made a promise to myself many years ago. So I never play drunk. Might have a party afterwards, but having a couple of drinks and just getting in the mood with everybody else, perfect. Yeah.
Hey, nothing, definitely nothing wrong with that at all. So, what was your favorite performance ever? Or just your favorite, wow, like this is gonna be memorable for your whole entire music career. I'm always gonna remember this night. This was crazy. Something crazy happened. You know,
I think there's two, no, three ones that are going that really stands out. My first time, even though it wasn't the biggest one, it was my first time playing a state of trance. That was 2011. It was a state of trance 500. I was playing in a smaller room because they really didn't know how much impact I was going to make, and it got so packed. Even the fire department had to close down. Like, well, the people, the security of the had to close down the corridors because there was too many people outside. That that was so special to me. I was just like, wow, and I was so nervous. I was so scared, and even a couple of CD players just kind of stopped working on me whilst I was playing. So that was
oh
kind of
no,
like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Still, it was just so memorable. Then Tomorrowland 2017, absolutely amazing. Everybody was so crazy, and just seeing so many different nationalities out in the audience is just absolutely insane. And just seeing all those flags and how everybody just having the best time. Tomorrowland is special. And EDC, I think it was 20, I'm not sure if, I think it was 2015. I was playing, I'm trying to figure out if it was Circuit Grounds or Kinetic Field. I think it was Circuit Grounds. And I can't remember. But it was huge and there were so many people there. I could, like, it was, and plus super hot. I think it was like
yeah,
100 and something degrees. They had,
gee.
yeah, they had fans and stuff on stage, and all that did was blow hot air on
I was
you.
about to say I'll
So
probably just blow hot air. I know there's some fans that they just have like cold water or something, and then I don't know what it's called, but it basically like cold water goes into the fan and it like
yeah,
does like cold mist. And
yeah.
they don't do that as much around for bigger events that I thought they did, but
No, the problem would probably be the humidity, and hopefully not kill the players, probably.
yeah, the players
So
and
that might
yeah.
that might be the problem. But other than that, like, that was just such an amazing experience. I knew it was super hot because after like 12 minutes or something, I stopped sweating. So that meant that, like, okay, start hydrating, start drinking water. I think I finished like 6 bottles of water when I was playing.
Whew.
So it's like, yeah, I think those three are the ones that are still super stuck to my brain, and I just cannot forget. Like I will never forget that. There's so many more as well. Like there's so many fantastic festivals, but those three there, those were wow. Yeah.
I knew I gotta say, I think with you being outside with over 100-degree weather, that I couldn't do that. I mean, after that, I needed to like take a break every few minutes, put like a long track on, cool in and go back out. But hey, I mean, after like
Yeah,
you said,
I
after
was
so long,
yeah, I mean, and also I was like I was jumping up and down for like 1 hour 15 minutes, and then afterwards my manager came up to me. He's like, "Did you need anything?" I'm like, just give me water. Just keep giving me water because I really can't feel any sweat at all." And he was like, "Oh." So yeah, I just kept drinking water. I was super tired, but I was also so like filled with adrenaline after that show that I just couldn't stop. I just went going. I think I partied for like 7 hours after that, and I played kind of late too. So yeah.
so yeah, so I know going from when you started back in early 2005, it was all CD stuff. People listen to your music probably somewhere online, chatting on AOL Instant Messenger or MSN, something back in the day. And now today, we're just blasting your music on Spotify, doing our normal stuff. You're probably playing your tracks instead of CDs. It's all on virtual, whether it's on Serato or whatever you use on your computer. Within your music career, how has the change in music, like, impacted you? Like, how has that, did you adapt with it, or would you, like, rather
Yeah.
stay back in with, back when you first started, the old classic ways?
Well, I still kind of miss like playing vinyl because it was such a different feeling. But logistically, that would just be stupid nowadays. Plus, I mean, you had to bring like two record bags, and yeah, no, no. Like I love playing vinyls and stuff, but of course you have to adapt. Like if you're in the industry and you want to work in it, you have to adapt with the time. And I would say the fact that it happened, like tracks have gone on streaming and on social media and whatever, um, it has helped the reach of the music. It's easier to to listen to stuff, and it might also be sometimes a little bit oversaturated as well. Like it's too easy accessible, and it's probably. I mean, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? More people get to hear it, but also more people don't even know about it because they don't really look at the names anymore. They just play music. So it's I mean, you can't really stop change. So better get with the program, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I know you probably have, like, a lot more planned for the future. You're probably just how long do you plan on staying in the music career? Just as long as you can, or think you're gonna hit get to
Simple.
the world's oldest DJ one day?
There was one day, there was like one point I was thinking like, "Man, maybe I'd stop between like 40, 45." And then I turned like 40 and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna stop. So now I said like maybe like 55 maybe. And then I'm probably gonna end up being like 50 and think like, yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna go to the ripe old age of 65. So I don't know. As long as people wanna listen to me and watch me play, I think I'll just keep on doing it. Probably not as aggressively as I'm doing right now with touring
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
It takes a toll, so it's and of course doesn't get easier with age. But no, for sure. Like I can't really see myself doing anything else. So and I love it. I just love it too much.
Oh,
It's
no,
really it's really hard to get.
yeah, I respect that. So, what all from the beginning, what inspired you? I know you touched a little bit in the beginning when you talked about when you met Armin through the forums post, but what a little bit before that, what inspired you to, just create some music?
Well, I always kind of were into music. I was like when I was a kid, I really wanted to like start up a band and stuff like that, but there was not really it's not a big community. Like I think the whole city is like 10,000 people or something like that. And it wasn't like a huge musical community in any kind of genre, basically. So I think it was when I was like 13, a friend of mine, 13, 14, a friend of mine came with a CD he'd bought in Sweden, and he's like, "Oh, yo, check this out." And it was like it was a CD with like just trance music, trance and techno. And I realized, that, okay, there's just one guy making this track. Like, so I was like, I didn't really need a drummer or a bassist or like whatever. And I'm like, okay. this is really cool. So I started investigating into like because I had like ideas in my head. I had ideas in my head, and I knew I wanted to do something with music. And now I had an outlet which made me in control of everything. So I was like, yeah. So I think I got the first program I got was probably something called Mad Tracker or Fast Tracker or something like that. It was just like a very stupid, simple program. And then I got Cubase, which is the program. Well, I think it was called Steinberg then, which I'm still using till this day. And then I started making music on my own. And then I became when I was 16, I became a DJ. I was playing out, and I just saw how people reacted to certain songs. And I was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I had a friend of mine said, yeah, you have to go buy the new Tiesto album from Inner City. And you had a VHS cassette that you got that was included in the package when you bought the CD. And you could see him playing for like 30 or 40,000 people in this huge hall. And I was like, yeah, yep, that's what I want to do. So yeah, I think that's where it really started, when I really wanted to like spend a lot of time doing this. At first as a hobby, and then all of a sudden I was done with school and I was supposed to be a surgeon. That was my plan, a neurosurgeon. And no, I was just too far down the rabbit hole with the music. So yeah.
Neurosurgeon, that's something new. That's actually kind of interesting too. Did you ever just like keep that like just in case music doesn't go, I have this on the side, or you just like nope, music, I'm gonna keep going.
Funnily enough, like just before Armin kind of jumped into my MSN thing, I was actually contemplating if I was going to just quit the whole thing and go back to school and see if I could actually become a doctor. I would have been older, like so. I was like, yeah, but I'm 23, still not too old to go back to school. So I thought, you know what, I might actually just do that. But then of course Armin came in, and yeah, so. And yeah, it was just my mom and dad weren't too pleased in the beginning. They were not completely on board with my idea, but after a while, they were always supportive. Still, they were always supportive. They were a little bit worried, obviously, which every parent would be. It's not exactly the most stable environment, but yeah, no, it was cool. It was, and I was just too hooked on it, man.
Yeah, I think a lot of
Yeah.
people relate. They go to school for something, but they found something else. That happens. That happens quite often here, from where we're from here in North Carolina. Most of my
Yeah.
family went. They didn't even. They don't have a job from what they went to school with. Like their job from where they got their degree is the completely opposite, and they're still, still being, successful, doing everything. I'm like, I guess whatever you love and you enjoy, that's really what matters. So.
Exactly. I mean, you never know what you're going to be when you grow up. Like that's just put it like that. Like I'm just happy it ended up being this. So yeah.
So when we know there's a lot of DJs that has been doing music for a long time, including Tiesto and David Guetta. Have you ever met them two before, or do you plan on, or do you hope to like,
Yeah.
do some kind of collab with them one time?
Actually, funny story. One of the first DJs like I actually met like in the same year I met both Armin and Tiesto. So I met Armin in 2006 in I think it was in April on Queen's Day, which it was called. It was doing it on Armada Music Night. I met him there and got a picture with him and everything. Like I never met him, I just seen him on MSN and like I heard his radio show and his tracks. So I got a picture with him, and I got actually an invite from Armada to, yeah, you have to come to this. And I did that. It was absolutely amazing. And then the same year, Tiesto was playing a show in Oslo, and a friend of mine was playing warm up for him. So he said, "Yeah, come over. I'll get you backstage and everything." I went backstage, and I didn't really like go into his dressing room or anything. And all of a sudden, he actually invites me into his dressing room and he calls me Mr. Arctic Globe, which is a track that he played for like a year and a half or something. And he's like, "Yeah, come on over and like take a drink with me and stuff like that." And he was super nice and great guy all around. And yeah, he just killed it when I was playing there. And he also played my track, which also meant like like a lot to me. So yeah, and then many years later, he just sends me a text like we should try to do something, and we started working on a track. Which was an older track, and we couldn't get the license for it back then. Not even like, and if Tiesto couldn't get the license, then we were not getting it. It was just placed too many places. So unfortunately, it never came to fruition. But it was we started on something at least.
Yeah, That's
So
what
yeah,
matters. So, do
yeah.
you have anything you still I can tell you have like a still a lot of momentum, a lot of inspiration left for the next years to come. Is there anything you still plan on doing or have like a lot of lists that you can of course, you can disclose plan for us in the next couple of years or here soon?
Well, definitely. Well, I'm trying out everything. I'm the kind of guy who likes to keep things fresh as well. So it's like I have my little fan base and the music that they like, and I still do that. But I also want to try different stuff. So I have like obviously me and my friend Mark 6 Mo started this Neil Six thing, which has been blowing up, and we are just having so much fun with it. It's not going away anytime soon. So we're planning on doing a lot more stuff with Neil Six, maybe even an album. You never know. Uh, Another friend of mine, we are focused a little bit more on the housey kind of path, so more like tech housey and regular house, deep house. So we're working on that as well. Probably gonna we just got 2 tracks signed, actually 3 tracks signed with Federally Grand. So we're gonna that's gonna be fun. See how people react to that. Of course, I'm doing a 20-year tour. I'm celebrating the fact that I've been 20 years in this industry. So I'm probably going to be traveling all over the States, Canada, South America, Asia, hopefully Europe as well. And yeah, just seeing as many places as possible. And hopefully, I hope I can do this for 20 more years. That would be
Oh,
cool.
I'm sure I can feel like you still have a lot and a lot of there's a lot of DJs that just go like way past what they thought they were doing and still doing it, which is amazing. So do
Yeah,
you,
I don't see it happening.
yeah,
Stopping. Nope. Nope.
I know this may be further down the road, but this just popped into my head. Like
Mhm.
for your last performance, if like when you get to the like years on down the road, you're like, I think it's gonna be the last one. What do you think you're gonna do for, like, the biggest finale? Like, the biggest yeah, I know that might be a little but that just popped in my head, and I'm like, I'm curious, like, because I know some like, if you look at Elton John, I know he did a few before he like, final performances. There was one that we watched, a couple of years ago, I couldn't remember, but there's a lot they try to, like, I wanna go out big before, I retire or.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. Haven't really thought about it, but like now when you're asking it, I actually my head just started spinning. I probably would love to do like a big not let's not say festival, but let's say a hall with as many people as possible, and just play open to close with stuff from old, new stuff, and just like try to have like a big journey throughout my DJ life, and then just say like that's it, bye bye. But maybe not too many of them, but like having like 3 or 4 in the States, maybe some in Europe, and of course I'm gonna do one in my hometown as well, which is tiny. I would do it anyways. Um, and just I don't know, try to sum up my musical life within a time span of like 7 or 8 hours. It will be fun to try. I'm not sure if it's possible, but
Oh, I'm sure everything is probably possible once you put your mind to it. I know that for a fact, but
I agree with that one. That
yeah.
is a very sound mindset. I like that. Yeah.
All right. So before we conclude, I just want to say, do you have any word for any, future DJs or those people that's like our age right now, still producing and they just don't know what to do? Do you have like any word of encouragement for them, just to help, get on their tracks?
Well, I will always say this, always try to learn new things. I mean, the biggest like thing you can do is learning new things and learning new things about yourself because you never know what's going to stick. At one point you might be sitting there like going like, yeah, I want to do this. And then you're like, well, this would be fun to try. And that ends up sticking. Work as much as possible. Like that is, I know it's a cliche, but you have to work really freaking hard. You have to eat, sleep, and breathe this thing. It's something I've done for all like every single year since I started loving this, which is like 15. You just have to keep on doing it, keep on pushing. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it. I didn't. Uh, I guess that's how everybody in the end grinds up to the point of making it. Is the fact that you don't let those kind of things keep you down. That should actually give you just more fuel to get more hellbent on actually succeeding. So, yeah, no, cliches are there for a reason, right? It's because usually they work and usually they are the most true things, and just work super hard and try to learn as much as possible. Go on you nowadays it's not a problem. Go on YouTube, check out the tutorials, try to learn your craft to the best of your ability.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. And that is actually definitely a lot of words of inspiration right there. So thank you so much for joining along. It was an honor, just to talk about your music career, futures, especially your new single. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we conclude?
Well, I want to add the fact that since I've been in 20 years in the industry, I am going to make a lot of music this year. I'm actually working on a lot now. Already done a couple of remixes of some old classics of other people who inspired me. So hopefully I'll see some of you guys out there this year.
Oh,
Planning on.
you think 2025 is gonna be like, oh, this is the year I'm gonna make the most or release the most tracks of all?
Oh yeah, yeah. This is going to be. I already have so many, man. I think I have like 27 tracks
Whoa.
ready to go. So it's like and I just can't stop right now. Actually, before I came on this, I just finished up another track. So actually 28 now. Then yeah, 28
Wow,
tracks.
so it just does not stop for you. You're always on the
Nope.
roll, which is good, especially on your breaks too. I mean, I think
Yeah.
good artists, they always stay on top of their work and try to put in their best before they get released, and that's I respect that. So
Thank you. Yeah. It's can't really stop. They actually sometimes my manager would actually tell me like, yeah, go see a movie, do something.
no,
Stop
I'll,
sending me
I'll be
tracks.
here
Yeah.
producing.
It's therapy. It's therapy. And to me, it's like I'd rather sit there and work on music. Yes, I'll get tired and stuff like that, but I'm home. I'm home. I can still go in like sleep in my own bed and stuff like that. And yeah, no, I go into the studio when I feel like going into the studio, which is very often these days. So, yeah.
Yeah, with the laptop, you can basically work wherever you want to go, whether it be your studio, at home, or especially like if you're just on tour, either in a bus or in a plane or something, you just have it on your laptop right there, which I think also makes stuff easier for you today as it did
Oh,
back then,
sure.
that way when you first started, because you just had CDs, you just had to burn them and yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's so much easier right now. Like both me and Mark, I think last year when we did maybe it was the year before when we were doing Dream State and we were on Asia tour before Dream State, and then we were like, yeah, okay, so we have a couple of ideas. So we had two ideas we started on and finished, and then we started on two new ideas which we also finished, and just because we had our laptops there and we just kept bouncing off each other like with inspiration, so it just went super fast, and we had like a lot of brand new material to test out on the road, which is and we still do that. Like whenever we go on tour, we always sit down and most likely one or two new tracks are being done. So yeah.
Awesome. I know we get new tracks every week here on WolfBytes Radio, and I know we're probably gonna get a lot of tracks for you too. So of course
Yeah.
we're definitely gonna put the word out there once your tracks get released to us, and we will definitely promote them as much as we can. So we're super excited to listen to those. So
Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome.
you're welcome, and again, thanks so much for joining along here,
My
and
pleasure.
good luck on the rest of your career, and maybe we'll talk soon sometime.
I would love to. This has been a pleasure. Thank
Well,
you.
thank you. And if you guys enjoyed this episode of Wolf Bites Open Mic, you can check out other episodes wherever you get your podcast, or you can check them out at wolfbites.ncsu.edu. It is DJ Flame. Until next time.